is WrestleMania!
The WrestleMania 40 arena is officially here, and we've also got possible Persona cards coming to the game, and of course, the latest patch 1.09. But let's start things off with that patch, because oh man, it's a doozy, it's a whopper, it's a whole lot of nothing. So for this patch, it's basically for the WrestleMania 40 arena. So they've added that. They have included the day-night versions of the arena, and they have done server stability improvements. That is all. Now, I am always one that's going to want a giant patch, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to want them to just crank it out of the park every 2 weeks and give us a whole lot of stuff. But we know that typically what they will do is that they will launch a large patch when it comes with the DLC. Unfortunately, I feel like the DLC is way too spread out this year, and that means that patches are going to be further and further apart. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, when the next DLC comes out, they will launch a big patch. This is disappointing though. I wish they were going to do something, but you never know. We will go in depth maybe in the next day or two, and we'll take a look to see if anything has been fixed, updated, because you know they like to slide in a few things without telling us. Now, let's take a look at the brand new WrestleMania 40 arena, the XL arena. This is the first time that I can remember that WWE 2K Games has sold players a current arena. The only other time in recent memory where they've added an updated arena was back in 2K22, and they gave us the NXT arena post launch of the game. It was just patched in. 2K. Here. Hi, it's Matt. I'm a reasonable fellow, I like to believe. What I would love is you do more of those things. Raw, SmackDown, just the LED boards, just patch those in for us. Be kind of cool. This arena is part of the 40 Years of WrestleMania pack, the bonus pack. You can buy the pack on its own for $19.99, or it's included in part of the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition of the game, which, by the way, at the time of this recording, that version of the game is also on sale. So it might behoove you to get that edition of the game if you've been holding out, because they're doing a sale right now for that whole thing, but it's still just 20 bucks on its own if you just want this pack. I have to say, I really like the detail of the arena. I think 2K did a good job capturing the real arena and putting it in the game. From the stage design, the banners, crowd, seeing the wrestlers coming out, doing their entrance, it all looks very good. The arena, as we said with the patch notes, it does have the day-night features, which is a really good added bonus in here, and thankfully they have put this in. Day-night cycles haven't always worked with these games. I don't know why. Sometimes it works for arenas and sometimes it doesn't, but they managed to get this to work here, which is really important. I love how daytime arenas do look. WrestleMania 31 in the game is one of my favorite outdoor arenas when it's working right. Post patches, I love how it looks during the day. I don't like daytime wrestling. I don't. It's a weird thing for Matt. I like the arena. I like how it looks in the video game during the day. The lighting looks good. The actual wrestling during the daytime, it's off-putting. So with WrestleMania XL, I do love we got day and night. Both versions look great aesthetically. I'm very pumped about it. The question I have for all of you, do you feel this pack is worth it? The bonus pack, the 40 Years of Mania pack on its own, just that version of it. If you did buy it, what are your thoughts on it? I have it, and I'm kind of torn on it, to be honest, if it's got enough value in it. When it was first announced, I thought, this is kind of cool. They're giving us all of these extra wrestlers from Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, Triple H, you're getting Rey Mysterio, Macho King, and the WrestleMania arena. I thought for 20 bucks as an add-on, especially in the Mania edition of the game, I thought, you know what, that's a really good way to do it, because it's not just giving us some rando wrestler or rando like celebrity that no one cares about. Paying homage to WrestleMania and the addition of the arena, cool little touch. But like I said, I'm kind of split on this. The Triple H entrance, that was awesome. I really love that model in the game, but honestly, I haven't touched much of the wrestlers within that pack itself. Maybe that's just me, but I didn't, in retrospect, I'm like, yeah, it's good, but it's not that great. For me, it was waiting for this arena, and I'm glad that they brought it out when they did. WrestleMania 40 relatively just happened. We've just had it a few months ago, and you know what? We're not waiting until August, September for this arena to come out. They got it out fairly quickly, which I appreciate. And I do feel that for this pack specifically, the headliner is the WrestleMania 40 arena. But I don't know if I can totally recommend people going out and spending 20 bucks just to get this, because you can go on Community Creations and you're gonna find a wide gambit, a plethora of WrestleMania 40 arenas that you could download that They look pretty darn good to me. And if you're on the PC side, just go and get some modded arenas because they've got like replica for WrestleMania 40 arenas that are just ridiculously good. So there are options. So if you're not somebody that wants to drop a coin, you don't care about the extra, wrestlers, their versions, their attires, and the My Faction cards that come with it, then you could save 20 bucks and you don't have to pick this up. The other thing too is that this is going to mean that WrestleMania 40, this version of the arena, it's going to be in 2K25. Like that's going to be the standard, obviously. And so if you're not somebody that wanted to drop the money now on this and you're kind of like, I'll hold off and wait, you're going to get it next year anyway. So it's kind of up to you. But what about more content? It looks like in WWE 2K24, it's going to be getting more My Faction content and packs coming soon. But it's going to be coming in the form of the Persona cards, which is, we're going to talk about. It's good and bad. This is coming over from What's the Status, who was pulling this information out of the game itself, and he found all of this content. So here's the breakdown. It looks like we're going to be getting a Singlet Supreme pack in 2K24 for My Faction. One of the additions in this pack looks to be oddity cards for Randy Orton. Not in the form of a Persona card for Randy, which is going to be disappointing if it's not there, because especially if they give us like an older version of Randy with Burning My Light theme song. We got to do that, guys. Come on. Like, we got to get these retro themes in this game. But you're getting the oddity cards, it looks like, for Randy Orton right around the time of Legend Killer, the barbed wire bat, synonymous for Randy Orton with Cactus Jack. He's got his RKO, NWO inspired shirt, the trunks, etc. So there is that. But then we have the Singlet Supreme pack, and according to What's the Status, looks to be giving us 2 new Persona cards, which is great. We did just have the release of The Rock, the final boss Las Vegas version, Tank Top Rock, and you had Man Bun Roman Reigns also put in as Persona cards. There's a lot of controversy around these cards, ladies and gentlemen. It is not so clean cut. We have heard rumblings and stories online of people spending $300, $400, $700, $900 to get Rock in a tank top. You can't change his shirt. It's a little bit weird, I gotta say.
But she's got a new hat.
But they're gonna be giving, according to this, new Persona cards in the form of Becky Lynch 2018, as well as Chad Gable 2016. Now, this look for Becky Lynch is kind of important. This goes around the time, if you look at it, like kind of the key moment here, SummerSlam 2018, and we are going to be coming up to SummerSlam very, very soon. Why this is important is because this match was a triple threat between Carmella, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. And in this match, Charlotte won the SmackDown Women's Championship. Charlotte and Becky were best buddies at this point, but Becky was starting to grow on the audience and starting to break out, and they wanted Becky to win. She lost, so we got the turn. We got big moment where Becky Lynch started beating down Charlotte Flair, and the crowd was going crazy for this. This then led us into the evolution of the man Becky Lynch coming out. But this was a pivotal moment for Becky, so we're getting this in the form of Persona card. We're also getting Chad Gable 2016 with his longer hair. So it's much more like American Alpha Chad Gable, which again, I really like that they're gonna do this. I'd like to see that attire and that whole model brought into the game. But of course, there is a big problem when it comes to this for a lot of people. And that issue is pricing, odds of getting these cards, and just the headache of it all, man. So these Persona cards, I think, will be really cool if they nail it. Also, will they give us the other theme songs, Titantrons, the bonuses, that kind of stuff, the details? Those really matter, because if they don't and it's just the attire, it's okay, but you want the whole thing, especially for the grind. That is the other thing here, the grind. The grind for these My Faction Persona cards is ridiculous. Trying to get The Rock, the final boss version, and Man Bun Roman Reigns, those were incredibly difficult for players to get, and thus a lot of players spent a lot of money trying to take a chance and get those cards. Some were successful and others just had no shot. I really hope that when Becky Lynch 2018 comes out, Chad Gable 2016, those launch, that they're gonna make it easier for people to get. Personally, I just think that they need to put them in the card market, and I could just buy them with my faction points or just use my credit card and spend 10 bucks and I can get Becky Lynch. And if not, then if I buy a large amount of packs in the shop, make it a guarantee that people are going to pull one of these things if they're spending all that money. The grind through the live events and how they set these things up, based on how they did it with The Rock and Roman Reigns, makes it like a jumping through a lot of hoops to even get a chance to get those cards. The other one they are going to give us is Game Over Greggy. Greg Miller is going to be a manager card too, which we have actually seen in like last year's game, he was in there too. So what do you think of the WrestleMania 40 arena? And guys, if you enjoy the show, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like on the video because it goes a long way to help the channel grow. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.